And welcome. This is going to be an honest review of Sands of Salzaar, and this game was made in China. The version says it's 1.0 type of a deal. It has some DLC, so you would think it would be done, but yeah, it's not. It's full of lies and very cheaply done. Very cheaply produced. They basically pumped out this game as fast as possible, didn't finish everything in there. The translations aren't even close to being finished on some of the things, and they aren't even accurate for the most part on most of them. Lots of the experience in this game feel very cheap to me and very unpolished. It's like they just copied some other style of game, like the Asian style of game that like this is. They just copied it, changed it to the desert theme with the Afrits and stuff like that for their themes, and then that is it. And they pumped it out there, and they didn't fix anything at all whatsoever. This game is time based. Time goes by super fast. Everything you do is based on the time you do a fight. Time still goes on. Fights still happen behind the scenes. It's all about your whole map right here. The whole map, all of these towns have different heroes and rulers, and they all run around with their armies, and they all attack each other or attack you, type of a thing. And they just run around. Caravans run around. Random troops stop them, type of a thing. So yeah, you have to deal with all this kind of stuff that's going on right here while you're searching around in the maps for the different places to explore. Like all these different places right here, you can explore them and stuff like that. At least you got map markers and stuff like that, and lots of loot and things and dungeons to explore and get loot for yourself and your heroes. So yeah, it's your hero, and a group of heroes. You have to worry about if they like you or not and all that kind of stuff, and go through the dialogues, which is kind of annoying. But yeah, that's what you get in the Chinese games. It's all about the whole hundreds of different heroes and cheap talk. So yeah, the hundreds of guys and cheap talk is what you're going to get. So if you're watching other reviews who don't want to classify this game or give it a rating because they haven't played it long enough, but it's addictive, yeah, that's a good way to put an example on there. Just hundreds of guys and cheap talk. They don't know what they're talking about, basically. So yeah, lots of different heroes are right here. You can up your hero party members and stuff like that. But yeah, the real thing right here is you can brew your own stuff, or you have different factions you can join. You can join them, and they'll let you have a town if you take it over, type of deal. If you don't want that, you don't need it, but you can. It's another faction, part of the game that you can do, another function you can do. But yeah, there's a whole bunch of different intel on your guys, how much they like you. But that is basically it. How much they like you and which where they factions. Like maybe I want to talk to this guy here. I want this guy to like me. No information on him whatsoever. We'll talk to this guy here. This guy's relationships, nothing. Okay, well, how about the leaders of the factions? Let's go to this guy here. Maybe I want to make peace with him. So that's his capital. That's him, and that is it. There's no information. Like they have all this stuff on here, but all they have is if they like you or not, like that, and they don't. It's just crap. Basically, they don't really know what they're doing right here. Just like they have in their stats right here in this game. You can't hover over. You can't see what the stats are in this. There is stuff like evade. There is critical hit, critical damage, but you see none of it on your screen right here. And all that stuff. You've got movement speed. You don't see that. How fast you're going to go. All that information that is very vital that you really need, that all basic games have, they just don't bother putting on there. They spent of like 200, 300 different heroes, but they can't tell you what the freaking agility does exactly. It doesn't increase my damage. Does it help? How does it help? You have to assume it's just going to help you with your critical hit and stuff like that and your evade, but it doesn't say you how much. Messages on here disappear after a while, so somebody's attacking my keep. If I saved my game right now and reloaded it, this message would be gone, and there'd be no notification that somebody is attacking my Redstone Keep City. So I'd have no way of knowing, and there would be no. It just pop up as dead. There's no way to zoom out and zoom in this game like this. Besides what you saw right there, and that is basically the way the game runs. You run like this. You other guys run around. You can try and assign your guys to do stuff. You have basic commands that aren't going to work. Is what's going on. Everything respawns every week or 2 weeks for random stuff that you can find on the ground for your loot. At least you can expand your bag quite a lot with money, type of a deal. But yeah, in the towns, you can't even buy things like jade. You need jade the whole game to get stuff like this for your different units you get. You can get the cool units like dragon units and upgrade them, but you can only upgrade, which I found really bad. I was like, you can only upgrade 2 units to the tier 6 quality. I would like to have, like, it'd be longer gameplay if you actually can upgrade all your units to the tier 6 that can have it. Like, some of these guys aren't going to have it. They stop at tier 3, and you're like, wonder why. Why do I have like a war dog in my party? He's only like tier 2. But yeah, there's things like gems in this game too that you can go in there and check out. So this guy has like a cool gem that's set for him only, which ups him up by 75%, health and attack speeds, and ups his level limit, which makes him actually decent unit with all those different stats. And since I'm a Beastmaster, he gets other skills, more hit points and stuff like that, and damage. So he's got like 11k hit points. So if I go to this guy right here, he's only got 3k for this unit right here. A little bit of this Healing Master is 4k. Yeah, and this Thunder Falcon is like. It's tier, what is that, tier 4? Yeah, so yeah, you can see the difference. So that makes the War Dog really decent overall for doing that. But you can also always make your other units even better. Like Dragon unit can be really better if you if you do stuff like that. But anyways, this is the game. It's run around. It can be really addictive. But overall, this game is basically it has so much cheap experiences, and the time is unrealistic, and the fights and the menu systems are all crap, and the reloading takes longer and longer with all the RNG for your units. There's so many units. There's so many heroes, so much blah blah talking, so much going on, which doesn't really matter in the long run. It's just mostly wasting your time on loading screens and stuff like that. So yeah, you're going to waste a lot of time on your loading screens for a cheaply produced game, cheap production, not just the graphics. I'm not speaking about the graphics now, cheap, the graphics are. That's irrelevant. It's just how cheap, the menu systems are and all that kind of stuff, and the fights. It's supposed to be like, somewhat tactical, but, let's go into the fight here. But overall, this game is going to 6 out of 10. Let's go there and show you a basic fight right here and fight these monsters and show you. The speed of the game is that's as slow as you can go. The fight starts off. You have no options you can do here. You got attack, defend, and retreat. That is it. And then you have your different things you can do. So you can't even see my guy. My dragon looks like the other dragons. Nothing distinguishes yourself. Like I look like a red dragon. He looks like a red dragon. Like there's no difference. Even though this is my ultimate form, it looks exactly the same as my regular dragon form. They did nothing for that. Like you have this whole class that can change shapeshift, and then has 2 different forms, like an ultimate form. But you don't have like a different color at least, or a different skin. You have hundreds of skins for different heroes and stuff like that, but you can't do something like for your main hero. It doesn't make sense. It's just so bad and cheaply done. And in that fight there was other rewards that popped up. You didn't get to see them. I got all of these gems right here too. So because my character gets gems for killing monsters and beasts. I didn't show that in the reward system. And lots of the stuff is like that. You do some the missions in here for another thing. For example, how poorly it's done overall for this kind of stuff. You have right here skill gems. You can get skill gems off of this tower, and potions to increase your stat permanently off of those. I got 2 of those places marked off on my map. I go there. You get the rewards. It shows you on the side of the screen there for about half a second. You have to look. Then you have to guess. And then that stacks up with the other places' inventories. You got to stack and see how much you got. So lots of time you might be looking and say, hey, I like skill gems. These wisdom crystals are really nice. I like these skill gems. Did I get 1 or did I get 2 or did I get 3 off of it? And then you have to go there and check what you have beforehand, check what you have to hand. This is lots of stuff. It's just a pain in the butt. And the details are just not enough for me in this game. It's just too much poorly stuff done. Inventory is poorly done. The sorting doesn't even sort. I'm sorting it like what am I sorting? I don't know. No sort on the food menu here. They don't even tell you. You can click on here. They don't tell you that the food gets eaten in order from top to bottom, and then it expires and stuff like that for your army. So you have to rearrange it, and you can take it out too. You can take it out, put it in inventory, and try and sell it if you wanted to for some cheap gold, I guess. You can sell it, but if I run around, that's probably going to be gone in a couple seconds. So yeah, it doesn't do inventory. Oops, like it should. I should change that. It's still there for now, but yeah, it could disappear at any time. Who knows what's going on with some of the stuff in this game. But that is what the fights are like over and over again. 2 different types of menus for different zones. It's not much variety. The fights are all basically a clusterfuck over and over again of the same stuff. I'm surprised these guys are attacking me, my friends. But anyways, that is the game stuff. Run around this. It can be really addictive. 6 out of 10. Thanks for watching, and I will see you next time.